Kaufman is alive. I look at comic books new and old. Today I'm looking at the Savage Dragon Ultimate Collection, Volume 1 and 2. This is by Erik Larsen. This is a really thick hardcover omnibus collecting all of the original first issues of Savage Dragon. I got volumes 1 and 2 here. I just got volume 2. I actually haven't even opened it up yet. It's still in the shrink wrap. So after we've kind of flipped through volume 1, I'll open up volume 2 and we'll take a look at it. Be kind of fun. So, like I said, this collects the first few issues of Savage Dragon. Actually says collects the original Savage Dragon miniseries, the Dragon 1 through 5, and Savage Dragon 1 through 8. So it collects a whole bunch of comics here. We've got a introduction here by Robert Kirkman from The Walking Dead, Invincible, the Energon universe. He says, to say Savage Dragon's my favorite comic series of all time would be a bit of an understatement. There's a very strong argument to be made that my entire career is based on this book. There are sparks and threads that start in this series that in some way or another inspired my entire body of work. More than that, Savage Dragon was the series that made me want to make comics for a living in the first place. It inspired me to pursue this as a job, and since I made it my career, you could say that I owe Savage Dragon my entire life. I guess that's why this book means so much to me. Some 90s kids grew up wanting to be Tom Cruise, Jose Canseco, or Trent Reznor. Me, I wanted to grow up being Erik Larsen. The idea of having your own little universe to do with as you please and populate with whatever characters you could come up with, and more than that, have the freedom to tell those stories for as many years or decades as you wanted to. Well, that seemed like heaven to a young Robert Kirkman. To me, that really did seem like living the best life. And that's pretty much what Erik Larsen's done for the past over 30 years. Just writing, drawing, inking Savage Dragon. So the cool thing about this Ultimate Collection is it doesn't just collect the series, it actually kind of rearranges the pages and puts it in chronological order. So we actually start off with Dragon in the field, which is not actually how the original book starts. I actually believe it starts here, and then we kind of flash back, and there's lots of little flashbacks throughout the first few issues telling different parts of Dragon's story. So, but like I said, he's rearranged it here and put it all in continuity. So, chronological continuity. So, this is a bigger book too. It's not as it's larger pages than a regular comic book as well. So it really shows off the artwork here. Especially there's some awesome pages there. There's one specific story. Here it is. I think it's issue 8 of Savage Dragon, 7 or 8, but the whole book is splash pages. So we get that here too, which is really awesome on the bigger paper. So you really, get to see the artwork even better, basically blown up a little bit more. The colors look great in this whole book. This is Dragon's first big clash with Overlord, and Larsen made every page a splash page. Look at that view of the city. That's some good storytelling from splash page to splash page here. Just some epic stuff. Some of my favorite Larsen work by far was this splash page issue. This kind of leads into the next issue here. And the cool thing about this Ultimate Collection is it doesn't break up the stories at all with covers. It just keeps going. And at the end of the book here, once it gets through all the issues, it gives us all the covers in a big cover gallery. So really, really nice setup here. It's really well put together. These are all the issues that are collected. Then some of the splash page pinups that were in those original issues collected here as well. I always love those early Dragon issues that have the pinup posters in the middle. It was such a great bonus in those early Image books. Specifically Dragon. I think Spawn might have done it as well. Maybe Youngblood, but definitely Spawn and Dragon were doing it. And then like the real capper to these Ultimate collections is we get all of Erik Larsen's sketches. Pretty much everything that he could find, he's added here in the end. We get all these character designs, early character designs. We get his early X-Force pitch that never quite made it, that included Super Patriot and Horridus as well, which is pretty cool. And he's got Pyro, Polaris, and Havoc on that team. Get all the Mighty Man versions. He's got little blurbs here saying, giving the context for each of these drawings here. He says, I didn't end up using her at all. This guy sat in my sketchbook for a while, unused for quite a while. He says, I always like the visuals of Maneater and Gator. I really should have used them more often. So you get lots of really cool insights into Larsen's creative process here. It's really, really, really cool stuff. So if you're the kind of guy likes random crap from my sketchbook, have I got a treat for you? Just random stuff. Got the cover to Shadowhawk number 4. That was a Jim Valentino Savage Dragon joint. Some Freak Force drawings. Get some thumbnails and how it turned into panels here. Pretty cool. This one that I got came printed like this. This one page has this giant printer error. As you can see, the page like comes out from the bottom here. Not sure what happened there. This is a $39.99 Ultimate collection, so it's like $40. I was actually able to buy both of these actually 1 year apart. I bought this when this first came out, and I bought Volume 2, which just came out recently too. I bought them off of a pretty great website called InStockTrades.com, and they've had sales on these Savage Dragon collections the past couple of years around the holidays, so I was able to get these for about half off, so could not pass up that deal. So let's look at Volume 2 here. Like I said, I haven't opened this up yet, as you can see. So, got the... says, second volume in this series collects a host of Savage Dragon's most epic adventures, featuring the first appearance of some of Dragon's most fearsome foes, Open Face, Octopus, Horde, Jimbo the Mighty Lobster, The Fiend, plus appearances by Super Patriot, Rapture, She-Dragon, Widow, Vanguard, and Jim Lee's Wildcats, covert action teams. All this and Dragon Possessed and the final showdown with the villainous Overlord. This titanic tome is a can't miss for any burgeoning Finn addict looking for an easy way to start this long-running series from the beginning. So this Volume 2 collects Dragon 9 through 21 and the Wildcats number 14, which was a Image crossover where they had all the Image guys switch books for 1 month. So Larsen did Wildcats number 14, drawing all the Wildcats, and Jim Lee did Savage Dragon, I think it was number 13. So they switched books, and those are both, I'm assuming, both in here. Larsen eventually went back around and redid that Savage Dragon that Jim Lee did and gave it the same numbering just so he could say that he's done every issue of Savage Dragon, which was kind of funny because you have that one issue that Jim Lee drew and wrote, and it kind of screws up Eric Larson's whole, thing of saying he's written and drawn every issue of Savage Dragon. So he went back and redid that same issue of Dragon and gave it the same number. So you can find both of those out there. It's pretty cool. Pretty interesting idea for Larson there. Kind of neurotic, but so I wonder if this collection has sketches in the back as well. We'll get to it. We got Jimbo the Mighty Lobster here. There was a fan contest for a created villain that showed up in Savage Dragon number 10, and this was the one that won out. I've heard Larson talk about it. He just thought it was the most original, and he had a great voice that he gave him too. So I'm assuming just like the volume 1, some of these stories are getting told in chronological order as opposed to how they were originally put in the book. Great splash page there of Overpower blasting Mighty Man out of the way. You always can tell when there's a new issue, though, when you're reading through these, because Larson starts every issue with a giant splash page. Got the first appearance of She-Dragon. Here's the Wildcats. Eric Larson's Wildcats. I always loved his version of them. Draws a great zealot and grifter. Voodoo. We got the Fiend here, who's a character that abducts people, and Dragon's first girlfriend was murdered, and so the Fiend's taken over his murdered girlfriend's mom's body here, and she comes back after revenge for the dragon. We got Maul here. There's Vanguard in the corner, wondering who the heck this guy is. That Wildcats Dragon crossover issue is pretty awesome, though. The one that Larson drew. The Dragon issue that Jim Lee did is pretty underwhelming, so... Larson never one to shy away from any adult activity in his books. He's gotten much more blatant about it in recent years. Great splash pages. Just one of the best at drawing splash pages. I love all the blam, 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 all the lettering behind him there. Classic Image. So yeah, if you have never gotten into Dragon, I definitely recommend picking up either one of these Ultimate Collections. I mean, you probably want to start with Volume 1, obviously. But just great episodic storytelling. See see if we got any covers and sketches back here. A lot to go through in these books. Here we got some covers. This is the Dragon issue that Larson redrew. This issue actually had 2 covers. And as you can see, you put them together, they actually make 1 cover. That was a cool thing Larson did there. This is always one of my favorites. The Fiend holding Dragon's head. Just some great concepts visually on all these covers. They're all unique and different and striking. Here we get some more of the sketchbook from these issues. Again, this is the real treat. This is the real gem of these, is going through all of this stuff. Thumbnails for Savage Dragon number 9. Look at this. The guy's just a mad creator. Someday I may resort to using this sketch for a cover, but not today. He's got the Gas Master, Fart Attack. Get some designs for She-Dragon here, Vane. All these new villains. It's my favorite part about Dragon, like Robert Kirkman said at the beginning in his introduction, is that, you know, this is a whole new universe with all new characters. This stuff looks so great. You can see all the markers and over all the pencils and ink here. This just looks like pen and marker. So yeah, the Savage Dragon Ultimate Collection. Go check these out if you can find them. Like I said, I got these at the website instocktrades.com. Go check that out. Thanks again for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't yet, if you like videos like this. And I'll see you guys on the next one.